And we are live. I want to thank everyone for joining us for Epic Sketch Time. Epic Sketch Time is a weekly online drawing group. We meet currently on Wednesdays. No, Tuesdays. Sorry about that. My bad. My name is Mark Monlux, and I live in Tacoma, Washington. If you can reach out to me at markmonlux@comcast.net if you'd like to receive reminders for this meeting and a link. You can also go to the doobly-doo if you're finding this on the YouTube channel, or if you are finding it on our Facebook page, Epic Sketch Time, where you can see on either one of those, you can find past episodes of us chatting along while we're drawing. I'm going to go by order of appearance for self-introductions. Bill, you're up.
I am Bill Morse. I'm an illustrator and cartoonist working out of Seattle, Washington, and I do a webcomic called Rhapsodies. And today I'm taking a break from said webcomic and playing with a character design / illustration of a take on Alice in Wonderland I've been playing with.
Katie, you're up next.
Hi, this is Katie C. I go by Evil Girlfriend Media on Instagram. I am a artist and I live in Body Lake, Washington. I'm currently doing a series of Star Wars pictures. If they were dogs. And so today I'm going to be working on my Darth Vader.
So I'm going to go ahead and share something on the screen with you guys. Change those settings. Okay. Why is that not popping up? And again. There we go. So I'm going to be I think we talked about a little bit last week about the changes I was planning on doing for my table display. Currently, my table at a convention looks like this. I've got a table, and on that table, I typically have a binder set up with, though I normally don't put it right in the middle like that. I usually put it off to the side. I usually have a little display that's holding up my book in 2 layers with a little sign at the top. I usually put a little book down in front there. And then I have a little pile of my playing cards with samples of my playing cards, and then my horror movie bingo. And then I have a bunch of stickers and pins set up. And then I may put out a t-shirt or 2 there. And in the background, I'll just draw a little picture of me. I have a retractable banner that has a piece of bamboo going over the top. And usually I have a couple of shirts hanging off of this one and some prints hanging down over on that side. And this is all going to change this next time. I'm going to instead first I'm going to have some wire displays on either side. This is where I'm going to now either lean up my book, have signage, pardon me, put posters and prints, have them up and more visible. The books will be on either side. My binder, again with my pins, but I might also have my cards, the horror movie bingo cards displayed. My card samples with stickers and pins, and I'm thinking I might put my stickers and pins up on the side display. In the background, much higher. This can go up to 10 feet tall to this can be in widths of 5 feet or extend out to 10 feet. But for this purpose, we'll just go with saying that it's 5 feet. The stands actually have little tripods at the bottom with a rod going across like that. And from here, I am going to hang my prints. I've got, these will be 11 by 17 prints. There'll be little zip ties. I have gone ahead and had my prints laminated, and they will be, taped together in the back for easy folding, and they'll use little zip ties at the top and punch holes so I can just hang them down. So I'm getting a lot more. If I was to go in and color this with, say, I'm just going to use this green. Oops. To cover all the spots that are standing upright, to show all the areas where I have height. And then I'm going to use blue to show all the areas where things are lying flat. Now I'm going to give this layer a 50%. I'm going to hide so as you can see, I've added in a little bit more in the way of what I'm showing off. This section up here, I've got, oh, come on. Why won't, there we go. Have this section, that's additional. But what's really important is this part right here in the middle. That wasn't really selling anything. It was just saying who I was. But people see your prints. And so this wasn't really selling anything. It was just telling people what I was. And so I don't know how effective that was. And I do know that when people saw the prints, they would always point at them and say, oh, look at that. So I thought, hey, if I have more prints, I can sell more of those. Also, the markup for my price points on the prints is greater than my markup or the price points of the shirts. And I'm slowly going to get rid of those shirts. So I think that this will be more effective as far as showing off my product. So tomorrow I got in nearly all my parts for this. I've got my backdrop came today. I've got my laminated posters. I've got my cages, and I'm going to do a dry run assembly tomorrow to see how it looks. I always recommend to people if they're doing a show to pre-plan how things go. That way you know how to put things up and set them up before you get there. You're not futzing around trying to figure out things on the fly. Also, time yourself so you know how long it takes to set up. And it's going to be a prep day on Thursday. I need to work on some signage because I've also decided to raise my rates. I've been selling my prints for $10, and I'm going to increase my prints to $15 and go for a buy two, get the third one free. And several of my friends have done that. And it has been really working out for them. I think I might still, I've always offered combo deals in the past. If you buy 2 items, you get $2, $2 off the next thing. But I think what I'll do is I'll do a combo deal on my books and not $2 off my book. Basically, I'm making my book the cheapest thing on the table because I've got 1,000 books. So, and I've also have my book as the price point where I can still make money on it at $10. Anyway, so that's my feedback for today. Oh, Katie, I see that you're adding a lot of blue to your Sharpay now.
It kind of spread a little bit, but I'll make it work. Don't worry.
Because I was liking the white. I can see that if you lay down the blue so you have like a nice cool color underneath it and then put white in over the top.
Yeah, because I'm recalling from the pic. See, I don't have a reference, so I'm just kind of doing it from memory today because my laptop that I usually use for reference is not in here. I've kind of worked too long today, so I didn't get everything prepped. So I'm like, what can I do from memory? Let's just challenge ourselves here. And I do. I like your setup. We had talked about something similar. And we did that this weekend too. We talked about different, because I'm not going to be at the con when it opens. So Tim is going to have to, he'll be there Friday setting up for me. And I think we're going to actually go down on Thursday to look at everything and then take some stuff. Because they said you could start loading in on Thursday. So we're going to go look at it Thursday evening. Just to be prepared. I'm sure there's going to be changes no matter what. I was going to ask you about, because, I told you I bought one of those backdrops like you have. Like how much room is there usually on an artist row for you to be able to do that? Are you in the main area or are you in the artist area? I couldn't remember.
I'm in the artist alley area. I'm not sure where my table's situated, but
Okay.
typically Washington State Summer Con is a spacious event.
Okay, I hope so.
You usually have room, and depending on where he puts you, you may have a curtain behind you.
Okay.
Sometimes you end up with one. Sometimes you end up with side curtains. The little half side curtains. One year I ended up with a curtain behind me and side curtains in front of me. So I didn't have to, I was pinning things to the curtain because you could do it that way.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Another
Definitely.
time I got there and I had side rails, but no big backdrop. And one year I went in and there was just a side rail going behind me to differentiate because they had the artist backed up. It wasn't, there was space. They were spacing artists away from each other for that event because COVID was still up and going. And so there was about 4 feet between the tables.
Okay, gotcha.
But even then, that worked out great. They've got a lot of room. They tend to be more spacious. But that said, I know that he's been sold out on this show for a long time, and he may be, he might have rearranged things to fit more people in.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So it's always been a good show for me. From the get-go, I've always made money on it.
Oh, good.
It's really hard not to make money on this show, and his attendance has always been good. And I think part of his attendance is his list of people he gets in to do signings.
Yeah.
I mean, they usually beat out Crypticon's people. I mean, Crypticon gets some good people in, but this guy always manages to get better people. And I don't know if that's because he can, I believe the way that signing works, and I may be wrong, but I believe that they guarantee so much money to a person when they come in for signatures. And that if they don't make that at their table selling autographs, that the show makes up for the rest of it. So they got a guaranteed income, but usually they're supposed to make that income via their signatures.
Yeah, gotcha.
I also know that there are people that they're guaranteed a so much amount to just show up, and that any additional they make is from their signatures. So I have no idea how he arranges things here. Different guys have different autographs, but I'm glad that you and Tim have been putting some thought into it. They're usually they're usually 8-foot tables. Crypticon usually pardon me, I went to Lilac and I got people in Artist Alley were getting long tables. They were at least 9 feet, maybe 10-foot long tables. They were huge. So much space to work with. And typically you're lucky if you get a 6-foot table. I mean, you can always count on a 6-foot table. You're lucky if you get an 8-foot table. And I always bring with me a half side table because he will let you bring in your own tables.
Okay, cool. See, I didn't know that because Tim and I talked about that. We have we actually have 2 different small side tables that we discussed potentially bringing. because I am going to go ahead and just bring a bunch of my canvases just because it's like, what the heck? You never know. There might be somebody there who is looking for a certain kind of horror piece. And
Well,
so,
I'm usually set up, or he's typically set me up on the end of, and so I've got this empty space to my right
okay.
where the end cap is. And what I'll do is I'll put the side table right there if I'm on the end of a road, and if it's not going to impede anybody.
Right.
And but yeah, and by a side table I mean it is it's about 5 feet long and about 1.5 feet deep. It's a
Okay.
narrow table. Something I picked up for like $30 at Costco once upon a time.
I think that's the table I have that you're describing. So,
And
or I
it's
hope
kind of
it
got
is.
like a black vinyl top to it.
No, never mind. Ours is white and it's like a little almost like a little camping table, but we're gonna bring it and see what it looks like, there. And then we'll, if it's, if we need something else, then we'll
It
we'll
has
come
legs
home.
like it's like a card table legs that you flip out.
Yeah, ours is kind of like that. I'll have to, I think it's does it fold in half or is it just long?
No, it's
Because
just
ours,
long.
okay, then it's probably like very similar to what we have.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we I agree. Tim and I had talked about having a banner for me or whatever. And at this point, it's like I just I don't do a lot of branding online. So it's like people either buy it at the con or they're not gonna buy it because I don't really want to get into selling online. So I'm not really worried about having that because I'm just like, yeah, they're either gonna buy the art and take it home or they're not. So I haven't really invested in getting a new like banner or anything. It's more about I want people to see the art. So I had thought about taking the 3-tier drape or what is it called? The thing that you it has an actual name. It's like a photo something another. So we talked about taking the black grid, things that you use to make the dividers and hanging them on the back of hanging them on that so I can hang the canvases. And then having on one side, kind of like you have, so I can put some smaller prints or, smaller original pieces. And then we'll have books on the other side of the table. So we're kind of hitting people from every angle as far as getting, and I'm going to, of course, like, because I think we're where the people who dress up like Star Wars and do all the charity events.
Oh
Like,
yeah, what's that troop called? It's squad or troop something.
yeah, so we're like right there beside them on the end cap or on the end. So I was telling Tim, then I've done these Star Wars pieces. We're gonna scan them into the computer, and I'm gonna make a couple prints. And then so I was like, okay, we need to make sure we have these hanging up where like when people are walking by to look at all the Star Wars stuff, they see my prints, so that they can come over and be like, oh, hey, what is that? Oh, that's so cute. And then they can buy it from me. That's my plan. I don't know this is gonna work, but it's at least I'm trying something to see. But this is like I'm enjoying creating this, so it's not the same as just making something to market. Like I'm actually really enjoying painting these. But I thought it would be fun to do that since it seems like this is going to be heavily Star Wars themed.
Well,
And I'm not,
well, yes. A matter of fact, if you get that little painting, oh, you should do an emperor painting,
yes.
and maybe that should be the Sharpay.
Oh,
You know,
definitely.
a white one in a black robe, because the actor who plays the role of the Emperor is going to be one of the guests. Oh my
Yeah.
God, we have William Shatner
Yes.
showing up. Let's see,
Yeah.
the guy who played Darth Maul.
Oh,
Yes.
what's his name?
Is that Ray Park or no?
Yeah. Yes, it
Okay.
is.
Yeah, Ray Park. Let's see. We got Jason David Frank from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. He's done the show before. Trish Stratus from, she's a wrestler. Sergeant Slaughter.
I know.
Oh,
I have to
still
go see
around?
him. Yes. My brother used to love him. I was thinking about actually going and seeing him and getting an autograph for my brother.
And then
Yeah.
there's Ryan Hurst. And
He's I can't remember what he's from.
Ryan Hurst is he was Sons of Anarchy, The Walking Dead, Remember the Titans, The
Okay.
Mysterious Benedict Society. Let's see. Ming Chen from Comic Book Man. He's one of the guys that runs who's the guy who's the director of Clerks?
Oh,
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith. Yeah, he ran Kevin Smith's comic book shop. Let's see, we got Carrie Jones, who was in Predators, The Walking Dead, Suicide Squad, and Book of Boba Fett. Let's see, who else do we have? Leslie David Barker from The Office. Let's see. Alan Oppenheimer, who was the voice of a He-Man on Masters of the Universe. Never ending story in the Smurfs. Let's see. Well, he's got a number of voice actors. Jim Cummings from Disney and Star Wars. J. Michael Tatum from, let's see, from Oran High School Host Club, My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan. And here's another voice actress, Attack on Titan. Boy, a lot of voice actresses.
well, there's a troupe of them in Vancouver, so it's pretty easy for them to come down.
We also have Robert Patrick from the X-Files, Terminator 2, most recently Peacemaker.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I loved Peacemaker.
So I'm going to be probably going for a Robert. If I can't get the Emperor, I'm going to go for a Robert Patrick autograph. Now let's see.
Well, I was gonna say, if you need anything, where how to contact us, because
Yeah,
we will always help you out. If you need to step away from your booth.
Oh, there's another actor, the guy with the beard, who played on Peacemaker in the Suicide Squad. Apparently, the Guardian of the Galaxy 2. Boy, lots of voice actors.
Yeah.
Let's see. Some C-list actors. Oh, Sean Gunn is also going to be there.
Mhm.
Oh man, this is going to be so tough. Do I get his autograph instead? Because I've loved him ever since the Gilmore Girls. So let's see. So many more voice actors. Like I said, he manages to pull people in, and this lineup's just amazing. I don't even know who I'm going to be able to get to sign my autograph, or I gotta limit myself to just one. But I know that William Shatner is only going to be there for Sunday.
Yes, that's true.
And he's very specific about his pricing. And he's a high price tag too. And I don't know if he's just doing personal time photographs where you go behind the booth and get a photo taken with him. He doesn't do selfies with people. I think he just does the lineup, and those shots are, scheduled ahead of time.
Yeah.
Just, oof. Anyway, I am also working on a poster that I'm going to be doing for a movie at the Weird Elephant next month, and it's called Mad God.
Don't know that one.
Well, I think it's actually showing on Shudder. Mad God is, the guy who did the stop frame animation for the first Star Wars film, and for did some of the stop frame animation or puppet model puppetry for the third Star Wars film. He also did the stop motion for what am I
Jurassic
thinking?
Park,
RoboCop. Oh yeah, he also did some Jurassic Park stuff as well.
Yeah, because I remember the story about him being forced to make the transition to digital through Jurassic Park.
I think his name is Phil Tippett.
That sounds familiar.
Anyway, so he's been working on this movie, this no dialogue, just background sound, for 30 years.
Wow.
And it's sort of like this, it's like a combination of Dante's Inferno, techno punk, and who was that, the medieval artist that did paintings? Bosch. Kind of like that, but with stop frame animation. It's just wild, over the top stuff. And Del Toro thinks the guy's a genius. He's been having all of his art friends and art students just come in and donate time to do this, and also their talent. It's just visually stunning and great. And I've heard about this for a long time, and I convinced the local theater, said, hey, you gotta show this. They said, well, I don't know. I said, oh please. And he says, well, hey, if we can get 100 likes on Facebook, we'll do it. So I helped with the campaign to tell people, hey, like this if you want to see this on a big screen. So they said, oh, okay, we'll show it. And of course, I immediately said, okay, I'm the guy doing this poster. I don't care what the rest of you say. I worked towards getting this thing here because I wanted to do the poster for this so badly. Which,
I think that's a fair thing to ask.
oh,
if you were
well, some people might not think it's fair, but So I'm trying to figure out how to do the logo. I think what I'll do is do some of the crazy imagery, and then have the logo as a slightly it'll be clear through a slightly tinted off background. Like there'll be you'll see all this wild crazy imagery that's related to the movie, and then imagine, if you would, like say a 20% filter of it, of either a dark blues or reds or what have you, and then the lettering for Mad Dog is actually masked out over the top of that, revealing the imagery underneath more clearly. But I think that painting's looking really good. I also like that you work small.
I don't know why I do that.
Well, you can get so much more done, for one thing.
Yeah, I made one mistake, and it's one of those things where, it's very helpful, but then if you use too much of it, then you like have to wait for it to dry. Is when you want to blend things, you use oh, what is it called? Where is it? It's you put a little bit out. Oh, here it is. The It's called the retarder, so it slows down the drying time of acrylics to
Oh,
give you
right.
more time to, yeah. But if you put too much on, then you kind of have to wait because you've now made your canvas super wet. So you might have been working really fast, but now you're working a lot slower. Because if you try to put too much on there, you're going to smear everything. So
So how much retarder do you normally put in?
not too much, but I got a little wild with the paint, and then I put too much paint on too fast with the retarder. So it's okay. I'm just gotta let his face dry. So I'm trying to do, things on the outskirts of the face, and then I was moving so fast that there was this one little piece of white back here, and I'm like, oh God, now I got to paint that in and make sure that it separates the hat and the background behind it. So it's okay. It's fine. It happens. I'm getting much faster. Like I used to wouldn't even have been able to outline this much of a painting on the call or, in our group, but I can almost finish one now. I'm also going to have, I also, talking about doing small, I like to do little, I think I've mentioned it before, like the little doodles, like the little original art that's the size of a business card.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a couple of those there as well. I have one Princess Leia. I was thinking about doing a couple more Star Wars, but I wonder what others, I guess I could do like a Star Trek. I mean, which animal would you say William Shatner is most like?
Which animal is William Shatner most like?
Like if he was would he be is he a cat or is he a
Or the
dog?
original series
Yeah.
at that age, I'd go with a beagle.
Oh, well, as long as I don't run into William Shatner, it'll be fine.
Well, you can't go with a bulldog, which is my
So
first
that's more
inclination.
McCoy.
Yeah, I would have to agree that that would be more McCoy.
Though I'm now imagining Spock as a Sphinx cat.
I would see that too. Well, see, I was
No.
thinking about doing a Sith picture and having the Sith be a cat, but
Oh, I
a
think,
Sphinx, like a hairless Sphinx.
I would imagine I could see that being like that, but I could also see Darth Maul as an orange and black tabby
Mm.
Ooh, yeah.
with little white markings.
Yeah, this Sharpay is actually not coming together too bad. I gotta fix this helmet just a little bit. I gotta fix the background first. I put like a it's called like a gunmetal color, and then I'm blending that in with blue so that it looks like they're in hyperspace. Um, but there's also a sheen on the glass from the inside. I don't know if it's working. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Would
I'm
William
experiencing.
Shatner be a rabbit?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, well, maybe not. I was thinking of the whole sex angle.
Oh,
Yeah, that was where my mind went.
oh,
Well, and then
yeah. Oh, speaking of animals, I have to show off my new art tools.
okay, let's see.
Oh, horsies.
Since they're my weakness in a illustration project that has way too many of them. I figured I might have better luck with something 3D rather than constantly going back and forth with photo references.
I think that's an excellent idea. Now, are those just regular plastic toy horses, or?
Well, I wouldn't say regular. They are Schleich, which are this German company which has this whole series of about every animal you can think of. And and there's this little toy store in Ballard that does a lot of high-end stuff in European imports that I've been tempted with these make good references for a long time.
I think I've actually heard of these because I have a friend who is a picker, so she goes to like the Goodwill outlets, and I think she actually scored a whole bag of those one time, and then she
Yeah,
sold it on eBay for a ridiculous amount of money.
I mean, you wouldn't believe how well detailed these are. I mean, you can actually tell the sexes on them. This one's a stallion, and this one's a mare.
Oh wow. Now you use these to for drawing, is that
Yes.
right? Okay.
I figured, considering how I frequently embarrass myself with horses, that I needed to give myself a proper edge. Though I've recently come up with a very effective trick that takes care of a lot of my more embarrassing problems with proportions and whatnot, and that's to start with the torso.
Yeah, it's always like I feel like it's always your natural inclination to start with the head of an animal, anything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting that you found that helps. It's good to know.
At least when I'm drawing from life, I mean, it's paid off quite a bit when I'm drawing the zebras at the zoo. I'm not sure if it's quite perfect yet for doing freehand, but okay. I think I've mostly finished the concept sketch for this. In a second, see what you all think.
Did I turn on the,
Yes, you should. I hope so.
hang on.
No, you have not.
Okay, it's on now.
Oh, not again, is that? Why does it keep? Okay, that's... There.
Caterpillar on the mushroom,
Uh-huh.
little Alice in Wonderland.
Yep.
Oh.
And I figured more interesting to do it as an establishing shot.
I've noticed, you were talking about with your head. Um, I've also noticed I always draw one eye bigger than the other.
Hmm.
Well, I think that's good.
Did I notice it, or are you talking about his drawing? Sorry.
No, I think it's good that you draw one eye bigger than the other.
Why? I think the eye naturally balances it out, and you just don't. You really have to pay attention to
Because
catch it.
symmetry is, extreme symmetry can be weird. There's a
Okay.
filter out there that will take one half of your face and it will do a complete flip of one half of your face and show what your face would look like if that was perfectly mirrored on the other side. And then it'll show you what your face would look like if, like, say, your left side would also be your right side, and how your right
Oh.
side would also be on your left side. And the results just wig people out because perfect symmetry just doesn't exist on
Yeah.
face. There are subtle changes. So having one eye slightly bigger,
Okay, good.
Yeah, the whole uncanny valley thing.
going to share my screen again, show you guys what I've been working on here. So this is my 11 by 17. And this is one element of the movie, this figure here. And there's another figure, this one. And I think what I'll have is this guy kind of looming up in the background behind the other guy. I think I need to figure out what the light source is. I know I need to find a reference, because I know he's holding up a light source like right like that. But I'm also trying to decide do I really want to have that light source right there, or do I want it a little farther off so that I can show some things, crazy things happening in the background? And, or do I take all of this and move it down so that you don't see anything from about here up is what you see. Still messing around with the layout. And I'll stop sharing. So after SummerCon this weekend, I don't have any conventions planned until October.
What's in October?
October is Jet City.
Oh yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
and there's also Bellingham is also that in October. And I've got Bellingham on the books, but I also have a fishing trip scheduled on the books. So, and I got a friend who'll man my table if I'm unable to go. But my wife's birthday is that Thursday, and I don't go fishing on my wife's birthday anymore. That's a bad thing. Just letting you know.
Really? Really?
Oh yes. There's evidence to support this. Okay. And then but so I would have, and my brother could only schedule up the fishing trip for that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, because you have to book these things like a year in advance because you're using guides, which means people,
Right.
guys in boats. And especially if you have a big fishing party like us, we usually have like, 9 or 10 people going. That means you need to get multiple boats. So you need to schedule them way out in advance. Last year we got rained out. If it's looking like I'm going to get rained out again this year, I won't go. If I do go, I'll go up on a Friday, spend my day traveling to get there because it's way the hell out on the peninsula. It's in Forks,
Oh, okay.
as we all know from
Twilight.
the Twilight show. Yes, I knew Forks before it was popular, because I go fishing there. Anyway, so it's way out on Forks, so it takes a while to drive out there. So I would drive out there and then go fishing with my family on Saturday morning on their last day of fishing. That's if it's sunny. If it's rainy, I'll just stay home and do the convention. That's my plan. That's
Gotcha.
months off. Who knows what will happen between now and then?
Right.
Speaking of time, would you believe it, people? It's almost 5:30. Katie, can you hold your painting up to the camera because we all want a good look at it?
We're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
It looks great, absolutely great.
You'll see it on, hopefully you'll see it this weekend. Or maybe I'll sell it before you have a chance to see it. That would be amazing.
Make sure you take a good picture of it beforehand so you can sell it on postcards.
Yep. We have a really high quality scanner, so I'm hoping to do a good scan too.
Oh, great.
Okay.
And Bill, I guess I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
thanks for coming to Epic